YouTube Nation, what it do, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Hey, today I want to speak on something I haven't really heard nobody speak on in a minute. I said Crip Mac speak on this a lot, and it just dawned on me, man, because I was thinking about one of my loved ones, one of my first cousins, man. I want to share this with y'all. So as you see from the title, man, look, whatever you do in life, bro, however hard things get, never kill yourself, man. That's going out like a straight sucker. I don't care what nobody say. Committing suicide is a real sucker. It take a lot to do it. I don't got the balls to pull the trigger and shoot myself in the head. But man, that's some bullshit. Don't ever do that. That's just not cool. So let me share this story with y'all about my first cousin, my cousin Lil Kurt, and how he committed suicide and why. So this go back to probably about 2012, I believe it was. I was still doing time in the joint. My cousin Curt, you know, I mentioned my cousin Curt before to y'all. I talked about how I became a Dallas Cowboy fan, because my cousin Curt was a Cowboy fan when we was kids. Back when we was kids, he stayed over in the Spooktown hood in Compton. Curt from Compton, so he bounced all around Compton, but he lived in the Spooktown hood this time. And what about the Compton courthouse for y'all that don't know? And I used to go to his house all the time, and he had like cowboy bedspreads, cowboy night lights, all this old Dallas Cowboy stuff, in the Dallas Cowboy tote bags, backpacks, everything he had was Dallas Cowboy. So, you know, I was influenced by that, you know what I mean? That's how I became a Cowboy fan. So now, let's get to what I'm talking about. So, me and Curt, could say we just like a couple months apart. He was a couple months older than me. Our fathers is brothers. And Curt, man, was ex-military, then been to the Army, done time over there. You know, he grew up in Compton. He grew up on Aprilla in the Campanella Park hoods. Everybody that lived on Aprilla back in the 70s and probably early 80s, probably some in the 90s, y'all probably all know my cousin Lil Kurt. He grew up with a cat named Nuki over there. I used to always see them riding motorcycles back in the days, because like I say, I ride motorcycles too, as y'all know. But anyway, while I'm in the joint, man, Curt living up in Bakersfield now, right? Curt got on a motorcycle and shit. He bouncing around. He do construction. So he leaving his house, he leaving his wife in Bakersfield, he crossing the border some kind of way. He had my little freak off across the border. So Curt's to cross the border, go do his thing, whatever. I guess his wife found out. So they split up. They separated. I guess it's going through the divorce. Now, mind you, while this is going on, I'm in the pen, so I don't really know all the full details. I just know what my family members tell me. So, you know, I usually call Curt every Sunday and holler at him, talk football and shit like that all the time. We had that kind of relationship. So, I hadn't heard from Curt in a minute, but my uncle had told me, he said, I seen Curt, man. He came through here and he was sitting on the porch. We was drinking a beer and he was like stressing over how good his wife was looking, and he missed her, how much he missed her, and yada, yada, yada. You know how it go once you break up with somebody and you start seeing them and they looking good. You start reminiscing, missing like how you missed her, or how she missed you, whatever, right? I know what I'm saying. So anyway, man, Curt go to Bakersfield. That's where their house was at before him and his wife broke up. Curt go to Bakersfield to see his kids, his two sons. So when he go up there, I think he was taking his sons back home. I think he had his sons for the weekend, was dropping them back off. So while Curt is up there, he see his girl, his wife, they said, like I said, you know what I mean, ex-wife, whatever. They have words, they get into a confrontation, whatever. Curt go big, they get into a confrontation. Whatever happened, man, they get into a fight. Some shit happened where she run out the house. Curt got his gun. Curt out there and popped his baby mama in the back while she run out the house. Now she in the front yard, he done boom, hit her in the back. Now she on the ground, he comes standing over. And her sons, two sons come outside, like, Daddy knows. Some of that nature. Curt standing over with the gun. Now he done shot her twice. He done hit her in the back of the leg and in the back. She on the ground in the front yard crying, no, all this sort of stuff. The neighbors come on, Curt, no, with dirt, no, Curt, no. Now there's people in Bakersfield. So now I guess it dawned on him, it realized that what he doing is some dumbass shit. You just shot your baby mama, your ex-wife, whatever. She on the ground, the kids crying, and you just shot their mama right in front of their little boys and shit. And they young, they probably about 10 at the time. I think probably 9 or 10, somewhere around there. Curt go back in the house and barricade himself. Now the police come. Bakersfield police, SWAT, and all this come up to the scene or whatever, barricade him. And he killed himself in the house, man. He shot himself in the head. Shot himself somewhere. I never really found out where he shot himself. I'm assuming in the head, but he killed himself once he realized that what he did was wrong. He wasn't the one that's gonna go do no time. He couldn't see himself ever doing no time in prison. I know that much about him because we didn't say it. We didn't have those kind of conversations quite a few times, being that I done been in and out the pen a lot. So we didn't have them conversations, right? So he was like, fuck that, I'm not going to the pen. He called, the house was surrounded, and he just took his life, man. He took his life over some dumbass shit. You know what I mean? Some shit he did. He created that. He fucked up. Curt did that. You know what I mean? I love my cousin, but that was some dumbass shit. I don't forgive him for that. Man, that was crazy. And I heard the news and I was in the joint like, what? Say Curt killed himself. He shot it. Mom's like, he shot his girl twice in the back of the leg and the leg and the back or some shit like that. And then barricaded himself in the house and killed himself. It was all in the news up there in Bakersfield at the time. Like I said, I believe it was 2012. More details. Like I said, I wasn't on the street, so I don't really know all the details. I just know from what people tell me. You know, you call them home and they tell you Curt killed himself and he tripped out on his girl and shot her and in front of the kids and all this old shit. You know, it was just like, wow, I was just like blown away. You know what I mean? So I tell y'all, man, whatever it is, whatever you're going through in life, man, like, suicide is not the answer, man. Because you commit suicide, you hurt other people more than you hurt yourself. You know what I mean? You just, that's like the coward way out. You can't cope with it. So I say, man, don't put yourself in situations that you know you can't cope with, to where you feel like you got to kill yourself, or you be in a situation where you're gonna do something that you normally wouldn't do. Don't put yourself in them situations. It's up to you to prevent the situations that you are in. Try to, by all means. Some stuff we put ourselves in, some stuff just happened to us. But on the most part, we put ourselves in them situations. So the message to y'all today on this Wednesday night out here in this wind, these windy nights, man, be careful of the situations you put yourself in. That's how you prevent problems. That's how you prevent bullshit from happening to you and others, those that love you. Prevent. Got my mask, y'all, because your boy's still kind of sick. I got to put the mask back on. But prevent some kind of situations. Avoid putting yourself in situations, as they say, in harm's way. Avoid putting yourself in situations to where you got to just go out like that. You don't never want to go out like that. Committing suicide is not cool, man. Rest in peace, my cousin, Lil Kurt. Curtis Garrett, man, love him to death, man, but that wasn't cool, y'all. That wasn't cool. I love him, but suicide is never the answer.